The Oakland Athletics have been one of the most storied franchises in Major League Baseball history. However, between the last 20 years, that has not been the case, only making the playoffs 9 times. While that may not seem so bad, they've only been in the League Championship Series once, which was 14 years ago. In the last 5 years, they've been in the playoffs twice, and both times they lost in the wild card game, even though they made crazy acquisitions that required John Lester and Jeff Samardzija to name a few. Now, in MLB 19 the show, it's time to give Billy B and the Oakland Athletics a new chance and a new hope to win the World Series. Let's meet the team. Now, Oakland doesn't have the best pitching, but our ace of our rotation will be Marco Estrada. Marco Estrada is a former Blue Jay, former Brewer. He's got nice stuff, but he's only on a 1-year contract, so he's going to be looking for a stopgap until Sean Mayonnaise gets healthy or that Jesus Luzardo comes up and will be able to take his spot. Our second pitcher is Mike Fiers, who's on a 2-year contract for a little bit of Ched. He's a former Astro and former Brewer, but he's someone who'll get the job done until we're ready to compete in about 3 years or 2 years, depending on how our drafts go. Frankie Montez is going to be the jewel of this rotation. Coming over from the Dodgers in the Josh Reddick trade, we're looking to develop him into being one of the best pitchers on this staff and one of the best pitchers in Major League Baseball, as we've seen him do countless times in real life. Aaron Brooks will be traded this year. It just doesn't matter when, not if, as he's only a 70 overall at 20 years old. We're looking to move him for some relievers because our relievers will also be dealt in the offseason because of how good they are. Brett Anderson is a former Oakland Athletic and a lefty who just gets the job done. He's one of the bigger stopgaps until A.J. Pook can come up from AAA, as he's a flamethrower, but Brett Anderson will be that stopgap. Our bullpen, we got J.D. Wildekin, Lou Trevino, Joaquim Soria, Emira Petit. We're probably going to trade Petit or Blake Trinan at the end of the year. Liam Kendricks I'm planning on keeping, but I don't know how long I'm going to keep him for. Ryan Baker is a nice lefty out of the pen. But Blake Trinan has got some serious stuff, but he is 30 years old, and 30 years old on a team that's not going to compete for the playoffs doesn't really mean much. Now let's meet the lineup for your Oakland Athletics this year. Starting off is Marcus Semien. I'm not the biggest fan of Marcus Semien. I'm going to look to trade him, as he's only been a career 250s, 240s hitter, and that's just not enough to get the leadoff spot done for me being a shortstop. At shortstop, I want leadership. I want something more. Ramon Laureano is a great fielder, great glove. I don't know about his bat, though. I'm going to look to replace him in the draft as well. Maybe trade for a prospect in a Blake Trinan trade. But we'll see how long we can keep him along for. Steven Piscotty is the guy I hope to keep along this entire franchise rebuild, because Piscotty is just one of my favorite players of all time. He's got nice contact, nice power, and just gets the job done. Crush Davis is a former Brewer. I love former Brewers. But Crush Davis is just crazy with that $60.5 million contract. I don't know if we keep him or not. I want to keep him around because he's got that crazy power, but I just don't know. Matt Olson is someone I'm going to look to trade as well. It's not realistic, but he just isn't the player I want him to be in this game with only having power versus righties, because against lefties he sucks. But he's just something I'm not looking for in a first baseman, and he's just something I don't really want. Now, Matt Chapman is my favorite player in baseball. The man has a crazy glove, and eventually we'll get his back going. We're looking to sign him to a crazy contract in the offseason because he is a serious ball player. Once we get those hitting stats up, he'll be insane. Kendrys Morales, another stopgap, another guy who hits the cover off the ball, hits piss rods, and we just, get rid of him soon. But he's going to be nice. And then Jurickson Profar is someone who I don't know where to go on. Because I want to keep him because of his versatility, being able to play any position, but he really doesn't hit the ball well, except against lefties, and for $3 million, I can find someone who does that better. And Josh Pegley, I'm looking for another catcher because Sean Murphy is in our AAA, and him and Nick Hundley are going to have to get the job done until Sean Murphy's ready because he doesn't have the greatest bat, but his fielding's pretty decent. And then on our bench, we have Chad Piner. I like Chad Piner. I like that power versus righties, and I like the versatility. And Mark Cahan is going to stay around for a while just because I like his name and just because I like what he brings to the table for our team, being a very versatile player with some nice power. Now, a quick look at some of our top prospects is Jesus Luzardo. He's a lefty who's got some serious stuff, and we're looking to bring him up to this year because his MLB.com ETA is 2019. Being a lefty, I love that, and he can probably take Brett Anderson's spot as the year progresses on. And our other prospect is A.J. Pook. A.J. Pook I'm so excited about. At 6'7" and 220, his MLB ETA is 2020, but we might bring him up a little bit earlier to throw some innings in the pen. He reminds me of a Josh Hader in the pen, but when he's playing, he reminds me of a Randy Johnson type with that serious speed and that serious 5-pitch repertoire. That's something that can't be matched by any pitcher. And our other top prospect is Sean Murphy. Sean Murphy is a defensive wizard behind the plate. Not having a Division I scholarship, he eventually worked his way up to being drafted by the Oakland Athletics. We're going to need that bat to improve a little bit for him to come up to the majors, but he's looking to me like he's going to be a crucial piece in our starting lineup for years to come with that A potential, and that fielding is just nasty, and that arm that's just a piss rod. And after Sean Murphy, it all kind of goes downhill with Franklin Barreto here, 66 overall. He's got some nice contact, some nice defense. Well, whether we'll see him up in the majors this year or not is up to how he hits in AAA. And another one is Jorge Mateo. Jorge Mateo is another Franklin Barreto one. Great speed, great defense. Well, good defense for Mateo. But that contact and that hitting is just not good. And it's just something we're going to need to see him improve on to make it to the majors. Ladies and gentlemen, that has been your 2019 Oakland Athletics as we're looking to make this team into a World Series contender. We'll see you next time when the Oakland Athletics take on the Seattle Mariners. Signing out, this is Nosebleed Franchise Network. Ka-chow!